internet. The GM got caught in a Reddit horror story, and we all saw it. And yeah, we can't associate with him anymore. It wasn't our game. It was a different game he was GMing for, you know. And but then we found out through the grapevine, and we read the post, and it was yikes.
Bro, you want to talk about reading the post? Okay, so for some reason, the internet just refuses to not give me Crispy's Tavern videos. And I watched the whole Satine Phoenix, Jameson Stone thing.
Oh, God, dude.
Jesus Christ, brother.
It got so bad.
It got so bad. The hole went so deep.
I forgot, man. It's been so long since that happened. Man, you want to talk about someone who really legitimately got canceled.
Yeah. Oh, she's trying to come back, apparently.
She was deleted. I don't think it's going to work, but she was fucking deleted from existence.
I literally haven't heard about that fucking Jameson, dude.
Wasn't she, didn't she work on like a third-party book with Wizards or something at one point?
Not with Wizards. That book, as far as I'm aware, despite being crowdfunded for $300,000, I'm pretty sure they said in the video that it hasn't come out.
Shocker.
And it's been years.
Wasn't there? She was working with Wizards in some capacity, I feel like sort of officially hired or semi-officially hired situation. But I could be wrong about that.
She kind of did some of the stuff that Matt was doing with Wizards, where it was like GM's Guide stuff. Or no, that wasn't Wizards. That was Geek and Sundry.
Ah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah, no, she was like all over the place, and then bye. And
then the Twitlonger came out.
Yeah, which, by the way, man, you know, crazy, but she's really, not to get too deep into it, but she's really perpetuating the stereotype, as it were, by being a person who was abused that then goes on to abuse.
Oh yeah,
it's like, god damn, dude.
Yep.
Because she has a whole fucking history with her. I think it was her dad.
I remember seeing a video where she went into her tragic backstory, but I never ended up watching it. So I really don't know.
Tragic backstory when it's somebody's actual life.
It is, brother. I mean, fair enough. I don't know. It just feels like a literal sense of word tragic backstory.
It is a literal example, but goddamn.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I know you are. I just don't like saying it that way.
Wow.
If anyone's curious what the fuck we're talking about, look up, I don't know, Satine Phoenix canceled or something along those lines.
Just the controversy.
Controversy, yes. Satine. How did she spell it again?
Satine.
That's what. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Yep.
Was she was the one who was the porn star too, right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. Which didn't help the situation. Not that it was relevant to the like emotional abuse part, but didn't help the dog piling afterward.
No, yeah, I mean it definitely,
because people used it as, you know, ammo.
Yeah, brother. I saw some of the comments. Some of the screenshots on that like Instagram live thing she did were brutal. Even I was like, man, fuck this chick. But like, my guy. Think back to Trash Taste when Joey was talking about 2chan and he was like, is this really something another human being says to another person? That's the shit that I was saying.
That's the energy. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people say some fucking weird shit, and the problem is people be taking some weird digs, like creator or whatever does a bad thing, and then people take digs at them completely unrelated to the bad thing. You know, they'll be like, the creator stole money, and they'll be like, also, you're a fat piece of shit. It's like, all right, well, that's not related to we didn't have to throw that in there.
It's like, oh yeah, embezzlement, also, you're ugly, and you're like,
hey, all right,
what the fuck?
Like, let's focus on the embezzlement here. That's literally what happened to Gerard the Completionist, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh God,
can I
that's
just
another
say
one.
that one was particularly weird for me because I've always known Gerard, but I never watched completionist stuff. But he's friends with Jesse Cox, and he was also on the podcast that I listen to, Friends Per Second, which is set up by Skill Up, if you know that YouTuber.
I don't.
And
I don't know them. No.
Oh, you should watch Skill Up. He's very good. Very good. He's a really good reviewer. But anyway, that whole thing happened, and on Jesse's channel, they had Scary Game Squad, and Gerard just mysteriously wasn't there anymore, and they just didn't bring it up. And then on Friends Per Second, they were like, yeah, Gerard's not going to be on the show anymore. Anyway, moving on. And you're just like, yeah.
That one kind of reminds me of the oh God, what's his name? Critical Role, not Orion.
Not Orion?
Not Orion.
I don't know.
Brian W. Foster.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was a bad one.
A part of me wants to look up the litigation going on with that, but I also I feel like I should really respect these people's privacy. But I'd be lying if I said the curiosity didn't.
Yeah, I'd be lying
almost
if I
taken a hold of me.
If I didn't want the tea.
I mean, it's a natural reaction. I want to know what the fuck is going on, but
yeah,
I specifically have been like, no, I need to not do this. These people deserve privacy.
Yeah,
as much privacy as internet celebrities can have, I feel like we owe it to them, especially Ashley.
As much as they can have. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Anyway, it might seem like we're bringing up a completely unrelated topic, but we're sort of on topic already.
We are, yeah. I mean,
sort of kind of way.
Privacy violations, tea on the internet, horror stories is all on topic, baby.
It's all on topic, baby, because we're about to hit that low brow content today, baby. We're gonna read some RPG horror stories. We're getting sloppy.
I know we were calling it that, but it's not. I don't know. I feel like there is a level of quality to reading horror stories, even though it is kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that. Well, I'm not here for quality. I'm here for slop.
So when Jacob does it, or when Crit Crab does it, that's quality. But what we're doing, this is pure Pulp Fiction, baby.
I mean, they get a little sloppy with it too. I feel like Crit Crab in particular really he just churns them out at such a pace. It's like, God damn, dude. I don't even know where he finds all these fucking things.
Usually it's Reddit, as far as I'm aware. Also,
I know, but the amount he finds.
I cannot say a fucking thing against Crit Crab. That dude got me through working at one of the shittiest jobs I've ever worked in my life.
It's fair. I do.
The rage that those horror stories gave me literally fueled my ability to do my job. So I will never say a fucking thing against Crit Crab. That dude is my savior.
We're about to relive some of it right now. We're about to unlock that rage once again.
I'm gonna say some heinous things. I can feel it.
Probably.
It's a good thing this video is not monetized, because it's never gonna get it.
It's funny because, I mean, just for the brief context, I had a different idea. I had a different topic in mind, which was gonna be dealing with the post-arc slump. I didn't realize we already did an episode on that, not that long ago. I don't know why I forgot or why. Like 10 episodes ago. I don't know why it didn't register in my brain. I guess just because I think honestly the reason is because it's something that frustrates and pisses me off so goddamn much that I just was I wanted to bitch about it more, I guess. I don't really know. Because man, let me tell you, that feeling after you finish a big arc, big adventure, going into that awkward in-between phase, it is the bane of my existence in every game, and I just wish I could not. I just want to not.
I like that I had this exact reaction 2 months ago, and you were like, just don't forehand. Fuck you.
I don't remember. Wait a minute. I don't remember saying just don't.
You were literally just don't do it, forehand. Just don't have the slump.
I don't feel like that's how I responded. Because I've always had this frustration. I don't know if I believe you. I don't know if that's how I responded. I feel like you're
fucking listen back to it.
Maybe. I feel like you're slandering.
Someone in the comments Did he or did he not say just don't have this problem forehead at some point in that video? If not, I'll eat my words. But if he did
I don't feel like that's how I responded. I may have responded slightly dismissively to the exact problem in your campaign at the moment, but like the problem in general, I don't feel like so. I don't feel like I would respond that way. I suppose I could be wrong. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, that's not really the point. Point being, I didn't realize I was rehashing something from not that long ago. And, we may still come back to it in some capacity if I, something comes to me. But instead, it's time for a little sloppy toppy.
Why did you say it like that?
I said what I said.
Also, you gotta really, if you're gonna do the sloppy, you gotta commit to sloppy. You gotta do it.
What do you mean?
You gotta do the thing.
Do what thing?
Sloppy thing.
I don't know what you're referring to.
The 14th, you bastard.
What?
What? Fucking what's his nuts? The Crystal Braves guy.
Oh, Schlopper.
Yeah, that guy. What the fuck is his name?
The Griffin.
Yeah, what's his actual name? It's like Bertrand or something? Or like
Ilberd.
Ilberd, yeah. Fucking stupid ass name.
Hit him with the Schlopper. Yeah.
Lope. Fucking hate that guy.
Anyway. Yes, we're doing the Schlopper. And also, we haven't done this before, so this is a fun one to fuck around with.
You ever want to talk about a character where it's like, I'm literally 2 seconds from blowing you the fuck up, and then you don't get to, and you're like, this guy's not that cool. I can fuck this dude up. I beat Xenos in a fight. I swear to God, let me kill him. All
right, well, two things. One, you haven't even seen Xenos at that point in the game. You kill Ilberd. You kill Ilberd before. Yes. Ilberd dies way before Xenos even appears because that whole arc is leading into Stormblood.
Oh, right. Either way, you beat fucking Gaius, you beat Ultima at that point, you beat fucking Laha Brand,
debatable on Gaius.
Fair. But you beat him. You didn't kill him, but you beat him. You beat him in a fight. That's pretty.
What does any of that have to do with Ilberd dying? You do get to kill him. You beat him.
Yeah, but he gets to talk a lot of shit for like a half an expansion before you kill his ass.
Because you don't know he's evil at first.
Yeah, and then he does the evil thing, and then the whole thing ends when fucking
and then he runs away.
Yeah. I gotta wait half an expansion to put his ass in the ground.
Yeah, because he ran away.
Talking all that shit.
I don't understand what the complaint is.
There's no actual complaint. Anyway. It's just fun. He's one of those characters where you're like, ooh, when I get you. Ooh, when I get my hands on you.
Sure, fair enough.
I'm basically saying he talks a whole lot of shit for somebody in Warrior of Light Distance.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not particularly tough or anything like that. That's for sure. Before we get onto the sloppy, though, follow or subscribe on your podcast platform of choice if you would like some more disgusting sloppy pea soup fed into your mouth directly.
Why do you say these things in this order? Why do you use your voice to make these sounds?
Because it's funny. And because I can. I have free will.
Oh, God.
What more do I need?
Fair enough.
And that's why you follow or subscribe. Anyway, let's do this. Let's start. So I'm gonna read the first one that I came across when I happened to be looking around, because I feel like it's a good opener, because it's just an up and down of just, I don't know, nonsense, I guess. I mean, I feel a little bad for the guy, but yeah, it's also a long one. That's the other reason. So we're starting with something saucy and girthy and meaty, you know?
Yep. Content warning for addiction, apparently.
Yeah, sort of kind on this one. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah. Also, these are RPG horror stories, so like, you know, they might get a little much.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are too bad. There's one that
brother
is genuinely like, yo doggy. But the other ones I don't think are too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so this one's just titled "What Else Was I Supposed to Do?" which is just like what a title. So, I clicked off. Hold on. All right. So, OP says here. By the way, OP stands for original poster. For some reason, you don't know that, and it just means the person who made the post for the thing. I hate saying OP. I think it's a stupid phrase. I hate it as an acronym, but it's what we got. Anyway, so they say, I played D&D with a group of friends for a good few years now, ever since 2021. They posted this like a week ago, so 5 years ago, or for 5 years at least. Our recent campaign, which just ended, heading into a new one, yippee, had a problem player who at one point used to be a good friend of the group, but for the sake of used to be a good friend for the friend of the group, period. I added words in there. For the sake of simplicity, we'll refer to him as Vera, or Vera, I guess Vera. Short for his character's name, Veritor, which it's not a bad name. I don't hate it.
It does go a little hard.
For a bit of a history on Vera up to this point, he is a friend of the DM's and one that our group got along with for a long time. Knew him for about 2 years, ? Give or take. He's a pretty mellow guy. Usually smokes a lot, but had a pan of interests that were a bit weird, but we'll get to that. Pan. I don't know what they meant by pan there. I mean, I get that they meant like a bunch of interests, I guess. Yeah. A bevy. A bunch. A group. Also, smokes a lot seems like kind of an understatement as this one goes on.
Oh no.
Throughout the campaign, we were following the main questline involving an undead legion led by an undying king named Theodore. Theodore's right-hand man, a lich whose half of his face remains not decayed, is a character that has been haunting the party for quite a bit at this time. Vera's character had ties to this undead legion, which is exciting to see a character's backstory be tied into. To explain how this came to be, Vera has been getting voices that urge him to open sacrificial portals to the land of undeath, Theodore's region. Out of character, he's been having quite a bit of fun doing this early on. This is pretty much everything you need to know about Vera and his character up to this point. Fast forward to the middle of the campaign. Vera begins being very uncooperative. Not only at the table, but outside of the table. First off, getting him online to play D&D, since we play on Foundry, was like a flip of the coin. Sometimes he would hop on, other times he would either not hop on at all without a word, or leave the group to go get Burger King for an hour right when D&D was supposed to start. Or at times even go out smoking weed for like 2 hours in the middle of the session and come back not knowing what's going on. Which is kind of doubly funny because one, he doesn't know what's going on because the weed's probably frying the neurons a little bit, and two, he was just gone for 2 hours.
Bro, this reminds me. Oh my god. Small tangent. This reminds me when I played at my first ever campaign, the Notorious campaign, and there was one time where one of our players, Aster, came on, and we were like about to start session, and he kind of was the reason why we hadn't started on time, because he was driving to Chick-fil-A. Keep in mind, this is back in 2018. He was driving to Chick-fil-A to get the new chicken sandwich, or the Popeyes to get the new Popeyes chicken sandwich. And it was such an ordeal that he came into the chat mauling, and he was like, I went out, I've been stuck in traffic, this line long as hell, people got into a fight, I ate the sandwich, it was okay.
I ate the sandwich, it was okay.
He's like, I didn't get the spicy one, that was my first mistake. He spoke for like 5 minutes on end in that cadence and tone, just so much angrier.
I just really like, I got the sandwich, it was okay.
Yeah, he's like, I got the sandwich, it was okay. I didn't get the spicy one. Wondering. That was my first mistake.
I like that he had to throw that in there in case you were curious about the sandwich.
Yeah, it was magic.
So, returning. Second off, for the in-game portion, he at times would carry over his frustration from out-of-game stuff into the tabletops experience. For example, we were trying... Did you say of course?
So that's the worst shit.
Oh. Yeah.
Very
example, we were trying to fight through a walled-off border to an ice kingdom of some sort. He began getting very aggressive with everyone else, and the DM in that moment, for the entirety of the encounter, when we asked him why, his response was, "I shit you not, I'm tired of losing at League of Legends." As he was begrudgingly fighting siege golems. We kind of didn't know what to say about that, so we moved on. That was the first line that got me. I was like, oh, nice.
I'm just so salty at League. I hate this so much.
Yeah, I'm so salty at League that I'm bitching at my D&D group is like a wild... Like, obviously, it's more than just the League problem, but just to go from A to B is like, okay, dude.
It's like, all right, brother. Have you ever talked about that time that Ant was an hour late to my campaign because he was playing League?
No, but I'm also not that shocked.
Yeah, that happened. I'll never forget that, Ant, you bitch.
But if you were an hour late, he must have started the game like 10 minutes before.
Yep.
Because like a League game's like 45 minutes ish. Well, League's a little shorter. It can be like 30 minutes, but still. So he had to hit start. Like if you were starting at 8, he hit the start button at like 7:50. The fuck? Okay.
Sorry, nice. I didn't mean to segue again.
Listen, that's part of the point of this is to segue into stupid shit.
Fair enough.
That's part of the objective here. That's what we're getting at. Throughout the rest of the story surrounding this point in time, he would start taking the whole madness plot of his character with ties to the undead powers and went in very random directions with it. He would try to kill off his own character by voluntarily looking into Medusa's eyes when it was for a funeral ceremony, which is like, what? Tried sabotaging our party to rather annoying extents, such as stealing quest items from the party and getting us into trouble by, murdering civilians. Always.
It always comes back to the murder hobo.
Always the problem players want to kill random civilians, dude. It's
just so you know what? I'm just gonna start doing terrorism. That'll go great.
So many of these dudes need to just play Prototype.
Yeah.
Or
Infamous.
Or Infamous, GTA, any of those open world games where you could just be heinous. I understand that his character being is being semi-possessed in the story, but this was something that happened all the time. Not even the DM's suggestion for his character is this point. To me, it screams, it's what my character would do scenario, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely that. Out of game was even more of a mess that may have trickled into his playing of D&D. This is where the fun begins. He began getting more frustrated with everyone in our group. Now, at the beginning of his depressive episodes, we all collectively talked to him as a group, seeing that he needs help. The first talk pretty much involved him lamenting his past instances with people during high school, which, although he is like 25 at the time, we still tried to console him, which worked for 2 days. Yeah.
Look, brother, I've had the fucking 2 a.m. regrets hit real hard. I get it. Oh, I guess it's been 7 years. You need to get the fuck over it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It cannot be the actual start of your real life villain backstory. This isn't Marvel Comics, please.
That's kind of seems like where this goes a little bit, not gonna lie. He came back day after day needing to be talked about what's on his mind for that day. We try helping him the best we could by giving him advice, giving him ideas as to what we should do to help mitigate these constant downward spirals. To introduce you to some of my friends who I refer to as their character names, we got Guar and Spring. Spring tried giving him relationship advice since Vera is very, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, delusional.
I'm not. sugarcoat.
That was not me adding in, by the way. That's what he did.
No,
that's what he typed.
that is literally tired. He out here with he's hashtag Delulu.
He said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Delusional. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets better from here. Vera has this belief that he will only better himself and his lifestyle if a girl he meets truly loves him while he's at his worst. Which, like, that's not even. When I first read this and I saw the delusional bit, I was like, he's gonna go down some red pill pipeline. That's not even really like a red pill thing. That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's kind of going closer to the incel.
It's not even like standard
pipeline.
But I feel like the incels are like, oh, a woman should just love me as is and deal with it. This guy's saying like, no, I need to be actively at my worst, and then she will make me better.
Crash and burn as hard as possible, and she will remake me like a phoenix. I will be reborn into my best self.
She will save me from the darkness, brother. So I say, like, it's not even. I was really expecting some red pill shit, but I don't even know what to call that maneuver. I don't
know.
All right, here comes some more fun ones. To bring more emphasis to his lifestyle and his weird interests, quote unquote, I mentioned earlier. This man is horrifically addicted to weed, alcohol, and more importantly, adult content of the depraved variety. What kinds? ? Whatever exists, I guess. In fact, he has openly admitted this one's unhinged as fuck. He has openly admitted he cannot play Skyrim without a copious amount of 18 plus mods. If that stands as an example of anything. Which, like, copious isn't a number, but when you're talking mods, if you're using the word copious, I feel like we got to be talking in the hundreds.
I would say dozens, yeah.
Double digits to triple digits. Like, you got to be over, we're like over 20 if we're using the word copious, I feel like at least.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh boy. Also, what kind of 18 plus mod? Because, like, there's 18 plus mods that just have full on fucking mini games in Skyrim. So, like, how insane are we getting here? This level of 18 plus stuff usage has absolutely destroyed his mind and outlook on life as a whole. It was a daily activity for him. Daily. Anyway, Spring gave him advice that he will have better luck finding someone if he works on himself, such as, moving away from the adult content he's been binging for years. Binging is also a strong word. He refused pretty vocally about it, and for what reason I do not remember. Probably because it was a dumb reason. Whenever we tried giving him other suggestions, coping mechanisms, requesting for possible medication, he would openly refuse them. At this point, there is only so much we can do, since at this point in time, this has been ongoing for 2 weeks. We advise that we should also, 2 weeks is not even that long. Like, this is so much shit in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is just the, series of unfortunate events.
Bro is speed running the fuck ups. Like, I don't even. We
advise that one stand-up bit where he's like, and then it got worse.
We advise that he should seek a counselor or therapist. Guar even further advised on the therapy thing, saying that so far we haven't been able to meaningfully help him, so a professional would be a better idea. Vera confirmed that he wants attention. Not like for a funny joke, but he thinks getting attention for his constant emotional distress will help fill the void or something. It's just like, yikes. As much as being consoled eases the mind, this is to a point where it was constant and stagnant. He wasn't taking advice, and anytime we spent hours to help him feel better, he's back to the same state when he was in the next day. Some days he'd even get unreasonably angry at people over games as well, especially League. Bro should probably stop playing League.
Yeah, I have opinions on League, but I do know, and this is pretty unrefutable, that it does boil people's blood pretty easily. So
I mean, I do want to point out that I do not believe that League boils people's blood any more than any other competitive game. I simply think everybody hears about League purely on the basis of it's one of the most popular ones. It's the most popular MOBA for sure. So I don't actually think League is any worse than I have been called heinous things in League, in Overwatch, in Dota 2, in World of Warcraft, in 14. They're all the same. League just gets extra news attention because it's one of the big boys. It's the big boy, basically. It used to be Call of Duty lobbies, you know? Like, I don't think League is actually anything special in terms of the rage bait.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing that you're missing. League, I feel like, and I've not played League, but it seems like... I was going to say, you're about to say some shit from ignorance here. League it feels like is the last bastion of the Call of Duty lobbies.
Maybe a little sort of kinda. I don't know. Like Overwatch has a lot of that too. I'm sure Rivals is getting there.
Well, you can't. Rivals is you can get toxic people, but the sheer level of things that people will call you. Marvel's is pretty heavily moderated.
Rivals is, but so is League too. That's the thing. League isn't unmoderated. That's like a thing that League used to be not very heavily moderated like years and years and years ago because they were such a small studio. But like League is just as heavily moderated as anything else these days. That's just like a thing people say because I don't know, they're stupid. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Anyway. Back to the D&D side of things, because, you know, we drifted from D&D. The DM ultimately decided to talk to Vera about potentially leaving the campaign since Vera would join for like 10 minutes, then leave the rest of the session to hang out with his friends IRL and smoke in the garage, which, who are these other, like, clowns this man is hanging out with? We assumed he simply didn't want to play D&D at this point due to his constant absence, which, like, yeah, very, like, completely fair assumption. Apparently, they should not have assumed that. It would make more sense to reserve a slot for someone who wants to play D&D. When Vera was confronted about it, strangely enough, he went, "That's all right, I get it. I've been a bit busy much, I'll sit out," which doesn't sound like it's true. Unless you count just smoking in the garage as busy, I guess. We thought that, cool, everything worked out on that front. Oh, we were wrong. Not even a day later, he began screaming to the other people in our Discord server that they kicked me out of the party. We even told him that it was his choice to leave. We were not forcing him. The option was his. He said, but the DM told me if I wasn't enjoying it, I should leave. That means you guys want me to leave. The DM quickly told him, no, I told you if you're not willing to participate in the D&D, you can leave if you want. You said you were busy and didn't have a problem with it, so why now? Vera said, I didn't want to leave. I was testing you guys.
Bro, ain't no way.
I was testing you guys.
I didn't want to leave. I was just saying that I would leave, hoping that you would come crawling back and beg me not to leave because I was your friend. Ah, dog.
Yep.
Actually, fuck off.
It's the crazy girlfriend who, like, you know, says the crazy shit to, you know, I wanted you to fight for me or whatever. Or like goes out and like cheats specifically so her man will get into fight with the guy that she cheated with, you know, like that.
Yeah. You weren't giving me the attention I needed. Okay.
Naturally, we were about done with this, and later that night, he left the server out of rage. An hour later, after that, he began sending messages to all of us for an invite back. Guar, Spring, and the DM decided not to send an invite back because we were exhausted of this constant repeat of events. They were willing to then send an invite once he has cooled down on his own behalf, which didn't end up coming to pass. I tried helping him myself, meet people across Discord who play similar games as he does, such as League, so he doesn't feel left out of playing anything, since sometimes we branch out into other servers. But he was still very bitter and focused on my other friends, even still. I don't know if I did enough to try and help him, or if my friends did enough to help him, or if the DM letting Vera know he can leave if he wasn't willing to participate in D&D was a good idea for that point in time, at least. I felt like it was falling on deaf ears and there wasn't much left we could do. Let me know what y'all think. Yeah. So, bro crashed out hard and then wanted everyone to fight for him to come crawling back. And I can't even really understand a lot. Like, the idea of being like, no, I do want to play, but also I'm going to go smoke all the time. And also I'm going to be like angry all the time. Like, I just don't, the back and forth is unhinged.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, here's the thing. You got to take this thing apart piece by piece. This guy does not like, this guy's problem is not that he smokes, drinks, and beats his dick too much. That is not what is going on here. That dude is deeply clinically depressed. And those are the three big coping mechanisms that he's using. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, telling him, stop doing X, Y, and Z, you're not actually solving the problem. You have to go deeper than that. And yes, motherfucker, you absolutely need professional help.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
I've had several people that I've played with who are just fucking like this. And there's nothing you can do for somebody who doesn't want help. Nothing you can do.
No,
especially if someone wants to be coddled.
Yeah, I mean, if you're specifically saying I want attention, yeah, I mean, yeah. I also feel like the OP originally, the title of this post is "What else was I supposed to do?" And like, yeah, nothing else. You can't. This is beyond your scope as a random person who you're playing D&D. Like, you couldn't. There's no other steps you could have taken here.
I think the only real thing that I could offer you in hindsight is like maybe call a professional for him. Just be like, hey, I think this person is unwell and maybe needs a checkup.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but yeah. Also, there is a little bit of a gaslighting thing going on there with Mr. Vera. Like, a couple things where you're like, huh?
Oh yeah, no, the gaslight was deep.
That's not good either. But yeah, that's our opener. Yeah. That one I thought was interesting because there was a few layers to it, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like a dude with like it's crazy how one not simple issue, but one direct issue spirals just completely out of control.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it just deeply ingrained depression transfers into potential substance abuse issues, definitely chemical dependencies. I don't know, absolutely malding in League, and then turning into a borderline schizo in your game. Like, I don't.
It's a lot. It's a lot of things there. Here we'll do a much shorter, a little bit of a palate cleanser one after that one though, because I just thought this was kind of funny. A, I thought it was funny, but B, there is one little tidbit in here that I was like, that's a little concerning.
You want me to take care of this one because you just did a long one?
No, this is a really short one. This one is, am I an RPG horror story player? The person's asking. No. You're gonna laugh. So to just come out with it, I'm a cigarette smoker. Every few hours into a session, I excuse myself to smoke a cigarette. I always make sure that it's not an RP heavy moment or doing any sort of combat. I pay attention during everybody's turn. I take notes during the game, but I do take 3 to 5 minutes every few hours to go outside and smoke and be alone. Would this annoy you as a player or a DM? And like, my immediate response is like, no, that's definitely not that big of a deal. I've actually had a player who did that in my game. It's fine. You just spend the 5 minutes and then get back to it,
Yeah, I mean, like it's if you make it sort of like a tradition, like a okay guys, we're 2.5 hours in, take a 5-minute break.
We're at the break time. Yeah. So like in that regard, I was just like, LOL. Okay. So I just thought it was kind of funny that this person's even asking, because like hilariously innocuous thing. But the little follow up. ETA, I showed my partner this post, and he has concluded that I am, in fact, an RPG horror story. I have condensed his points below. Smoking is bad and gross. This is a constant and not sarcastic. I am not bad and gross for smoking once or twice during a 5+ hour session, but I am in fact the worst because when I leave, I don't get to hear everyone's awesome theories. Cigarette smoke is worse than weed smoke in an enclosed space. I do agree with this, even though as a smoker, I have not been especially offended by heavy weed, but some of my fellow chimney smoking brothers and sisters smell like they've been chain smoking packs in the closet for days on end. So the initial post, I was like, nah, bro, you're fine. And then I asked my partner, and they have considered I am, in fact, an RPG horror story. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that seems like...
That's a little, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. If they're your partner, they have every right to be like, look, I don't like that you smoke. And whether or not you do something about that's kind of up to you. But being like, yes, you are actually the worst kind of player because you don't get to sit in on everyone's headcanons. Like,
yeah.
What?
I saw that. I was like, what
are you smoking?
Also, smoking is bad and gross. This is a constant and not sarcastic. I mean, if your partner is saying that to you all the time, there might be some other baggage here. Like, I feel like we've unlocked some secret baggage that this person didn't know they were giving up.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. If you started dating a smoker, expect smoking. I don't know what the fuck.
Expect yeah, right? Like, expect smoking. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna tell me that you went on several dates with this person and didn't know they were a smoker? Like, that, there's just no way. It's just impossible, you know? Like
no, see, you misunderstand, Josh. I can change them once I trap their ass is typically the methodology.
Right, yeah. I just somehow don't think so. I just don't think so. No. But
look,
sure,
I'm not here to tell someone that their
way.
idea is fucking idiotic. I am just here to state the fact that it's idiotic.
Yeah. I just I'm imagining like even on a fucking first date, you go to a restaurant or some shit. Good chance that person says, "Hey, I'm gonna step out for a smoke." You know, like that's really common. So I feel like. Yeah, what's going on here where you trapped homeboy down and you're like, smoking's fucking gross. And you're like, okay, well, you knew that. You knew he was smoking. So, or they were smoking.
Can you imagine a situation where someone's like,
this is really not
they're just holding off on smoking until it's like a year in. And then they're like, I unleash my true chaos and start pounding like a pack a day, just chain smoking them like just an animal.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about this one, this isn't even really about the like RPG horror story. I just thought it was really interesting that I read the first half and I was like, this is a weird innocuous post. And then the second half, I was like, oh, there's some baggage there that you're not
no, this
addressing.
Got a little toxic.
Yeah, wait a minute. Whoa, we got a little toxic on the back half. Like, what's going on there, bud?
Oh no.
I really, and no one in the comments said anything about it, which really had me confused.
Really? Did no one say anything about it? Hold on.
As far as I could see, everyone else everyone else commenting was only responding to the first half where the person was asking like, am I an RPG horror? Basically answering the question yes or no. I don't see anyone responding to the weird backhanded comment about the person that they're dating. You know what I mean?
Maybe it was an edit. Like maybe that second part came after everybody commented.
Maybe? I don't know. But I thought that was really odd that nobody said anything about that part.
Yeah, what the fuck? No, yeah, I'm looking through it now. No one made a point to talk about that?
Right? That's why I was like, what's going on here? Am I seeing something secret?
What the fuck?
Yeah. There was also a lot of people that were basically like, get the fuck out of my house, which, I mean...
Bro someone hit him with, if it's at an IR table, you're banned. Smoking is disgusting.
Yeah, which...
What?
Yeah, that feels like a jump. I feel like...
who vehemently despises tobacco smoking.
Yeah,
Hate it. Grew up in a family full of smokers. As long as I don't smell the shit, you're good. There are ways to smoke without smelling like a fucking wet pack of cigarettes.
I mean, you're gonna smell it a little bit when they come back in and stuff, but yeah, there's definitely a like a margin of error. There's some leeway between absolutely not and yeah, whatever, I don't care. You know?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're exhaling into your shirt
and like, or yeah, if you're sitting at the table and puffing it straight in the DM's face, like, all right, different conversation. But yeah,
no,
I just really want to message this person and be like, hey, bud, so about the second half of your post about your partner, what's going on there, dog?
Maybe your partner's a little toxic.
Yeah, like, I have some questions because you kind of hinted at something.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I showed this to my partner and he has concluded I am, in fact, an RPG horror story is a crazy statement.
I'd be kind of mad if my partner said
right?
that to me.
I would be mad. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck?
So tight. Like,
I'd be mad.
If I was like going full murder hobo to what my character would do, like the worst kind of horror story, yeah, I could see that. But someone being like, you're actually a red flag because you smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, bro.
I'd be pissed. That's what I'm saying. I'd be pissed. That was my whole thing. I was like, huh, all right. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna see if what's the one I want? That's a good one I might want you to read. I won't make you read the really heavy one.
Brother, it's staring at me.
Well, I don't know. Do you know which one I'm talking?
Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to me is the one that feels really heavy.
Oh no, 5 I think is worse.
Oh, 5 is worse? Oh no.
I think 5 is worse. You want to read 8?
No, I'd rather think, hold on.
Oh, come on.
I almost want to read 5 just to see.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
Brother, it gets so. Oh yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Okay.
All right. Oh no. All right.
Give us the
title.
Title?
My then boyfriend fed my DM my personal trauma for character growth, content warnings, abusive relationship, alcohol abuse, underage drinking, in-game child death, and vomit. Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
The regret is beginning to set in very quickly.
Yes, sir.
All right. So to preface the actual D&D, my then boyfriend and I had gotten together in high school when I was 16 and he was 19. And we had been together for 6 years at that point.
High school, that's not that, like, it's on the edge.
It's on the edge. It's on the edge. I know. Yeah.
It's on the edge.
I hadn't really played D&D since the start of our relationship. It was a part of how we got to know each other. But lockdown hit while I was in university on the other side of the country, and I had a couple close online friends who wanted to start a campaign. So I had to finish that.
Okay. Been together 6 years at this point, so we're jumping to 22 and 25, just for like age range context, because I think it's kind of relevant here.
Fair enough. Yes.
So currently 22 and 25 as of story.
We were a small group and played exclusively through video calls using our usual paper, pencil, and physical dice. It was nice to have something to look forward to, and I really enjoyed getting back into D&D after not touching it at all for years. So, I'd tell my boyfriend just how much fun I was having. I'd make the hour-long walk to campus for my classes once the school opened back up, and would fill at that time telling him about all the cool things my friends and I were doing in D&D. He wasn't particularly pleased that I spent so much time talking to other people when I would, and then wouldn't stop talking about it when I called him, and so I just stopped telling him, and we would talk about other things.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Opening red flag.
Oh Lord.
He's mad that I'm talking to other human beings. Yikes. Okay.
Our campaign was pretty basic. Our DM pretty forgiving, and since they were my friends and I could constantly back and forth with them about character lore and my PC's family members that would be introduced. So back and forth I did, and my character had tons of siblings with whom they had a tense relationship, one that mirrored my own with my younger sister. Big mistake. Jump forward about a year and a half / 2 years, and I'm back home from university for Christmas and New Year's.
So this person's like 24 in this situation?
About, yeah. I'm babysitting my younger sister, 16, who has slipped out to meet up with a couple of friends. She came back in a state, the kind of state that has you mopping up blood and vomit at 3 a.m. in tears, Jesus, agonizing over whether or not an ambulance was a good idea. She's fine now, but the whole ordeal was traumatic. There was a lot of blame I laid on myself for not being able to track her down, not knowing who she was with, and not exactly knowing how badly things could have gone under different circumstances. My boyfriend stayed on the phone with me until he fell asleep. I was still emptying buckets of dirty water and trying to get the smell out of wooden floors. Eventually, the term time started. Yeah, this is wild. I almost want to hear a story about what the fuck happened.
What the fuck happened, right?
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Like, I'm trying to figure out what situation are we mopping up blood and vomit and it's seeping into the wood floor. Like, what the fuck did she... Because, like, the first half of that, you're kind of like, oh, she's 16. She probably went and got really hammered. But it seems like it was more than just she got really hammered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, what the fuck happened?
Can I say, all right, this is maybe, I don't know. When I was younger, I fell a lot. I got hurt a lot. And I never really, like, people are like talk about like that irony smell that it happens when you like get like when there's blood. And not until I was an adult that I could finally smell that smell. And I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
What? What do you mean you couldn't smell it?
Like, I don't know. My body never perceived that irony smell or taste, really, for that matter, until now that I'm an adult and like...
Well, you probably just didn't have a point of reference.
Potentially, yeah. But yeah, now that I'm older, I'm just kind of like, yeah, this sucks.
It's definitely a weird smell. Like, once you really lock it in, it is a weird smell for sure.
Yeah, odd mix of salt and burning pennies. Not a good smell.
Burning pennies.
Yeah.
Not exactly how I describe it, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. Eventually, term time started, and I went back to classes, back to playing D&D, and back to not discussing the campaign with him.
And back to not discussing the campaign.
Yeah, and back to sweeping this shit under the rug.
And back to just not bringing that shit up ever again.
Around this time, our DM introduced us to a new city with a plague outbreak. And at the city gates, we were informed that my PC's younger brother had traveled through the city ahead of us but hadn't left yet. Said brother had been made the closest one-to-one of my own sister in age and behavior. The city itself took us maybe 4 or 5 sessions to complete, this kid brother being dangled as a carrot on a stick to keep the party moving. When we eventually reached the final gauntlet, it was revealed that he was there the whole time, being tortured in the castle while we searched and solved puzzles, before being infected with vampirism and left as a feral monster in a cage. Nothing could be done. He was essentially dead before we had arrived, and it was cruel and senselessly mean-spirited when compared to the rest of the campaign. I don't... If this is going where I think it's going... Ooh, baby, I really don't like the implications of what are going on with this brother, fam. Oh, I'm not vibing. Oh, the fucking vibes are rancid.
the vibes have gone decrepit.
Yeah. Oh,
truly
God.
rigor mortis.
I was devastated. At this point, I hadn't completely worked through what had happened a couple weeks prior, and I couldn't understand why I was getting so upset about a character in an RPG that had never really had any development. I felt like I was swallowing rocks. I was wet in the eyes, but we were still in a video call and still had the BBEG of the area to take out, so I sucked it up miserably and onward we pressed. The last puzzles are like a haze now. There was something about a severed finger that took me way too long to figure out, and I was kind of useless at that point. But that was what opened the way up to our final fight. Our little party climbed the stairs, and as we entered the final room, ping, my boyfriend joined the call. He proudly announced that he was going to play the BBEG for this fight. I don't remember remotely anything about it aside from how awful it felt. After the fight, I just kind of stumbled my way through goodbyes and thank yous, left the call and broke down, utterly inconsolable. there was just something wrong and disgusting and violating, and I couldn't put my finger on it. A text came through, and it started to unravel. Oh, God. All right, focus yourself. Focus your fucking chakra.
Focus your chakras.
BF, did you have fun?
That one really sent me to the next stratosphere. I was like,
bro,
this fucking guy
homicide is on the menu.
I was like, dude,
put his ass in the ground.
When I saw that part, I was like, wow, why this motherfucker is sadistic. Like, holy
that's
shit.
Fucking nuts. He told me
either he's sadistic or he's so fucking oblivious that he just couldn't register what the fuck was happening. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna be real. This kind of reeks of sociopathy. Like,
no, yeah,
this reeks of like behavioral disorder.
Yeah, I think that's more likely. But I'm just saying, I guess there is a possibility that he is that fucking clueless, which is crazy.
Yeah, no. Well, no, specifically after this line, absolutely no. They're no clueless. Actual monster. He told me he was speaking to my DM on the sly, had gotten in touch with my friend online after feeling envious of how much time I spent talking with them. Feeling frustrated and wanting to be involved without inserting himself into my friend group, he had begun feeding them ideas for the campaign. A fun boss gimmick here, a dungeon map there, until eventually the two of them had crafted the whole Plague City and the tortured/dead brother. I hadn't told my online friends about what had been happening with my sister, and while one of the other players could tell I was off during the session, nobody had any basis for why. In some fucked up way, he thought this was a good way for me to work through things with your sister, his words. I had to tell my DM exactly what had happened. It was the first time I'd actually put it into words since the incident, and it was very traumatic. I didn't want to tell them, but the way he'd woven something so traumatic to me into a plot point and fed it to my friend to regurgitate to me was disgusting. It had felt so personal because it was personal. I just didn't realize because it had come from a place I assumed safe and separate. Him just showing up to play some grandiose boss at the end was salt in an already festering wound. I'm not with him anymore, definitely for the better. I don't speak to the DM friend anymore either. They were another issue altogether.
I do wonder what the fuck the DM friend, because like the last chunk there makes it sound like the DM friend just didn't know what was going on, so they didn't know it would be a big deal. But that last little sentence makes it seem like maybe they did know what was going on in some capacity.
No, to me, what that smells of is, but it was good content though.
Like
that's
afterward?
What that said. Yeah, like, you know, him being like, you know,
maybe.
I imagine OP being like, look, I know you didn't do it on purpose, but I do feel a certain kind of way about it, and I'm kind of upset. And in my head, it feels like they were like, well, why are you upset? It was such a good plot point.
That would be, I mean, crazy if true.
Dog, I'm going to jail. I promise you. If someone hit me with either of these scenarios, my ass is going to prison.
And then they hit you with, but it was good content, though.
Bro, what was that video you showed me? It's like, then Goldilocks made the pasta not al dente. Oh, yeah, she's going to be real sorry when I bury her in the dirt like the fucking dog that she is. That's me. That's me. Well, you don't have to do it. No, I don't have to do it, but I want to do it. That's the problem.
But I want to do it. Yeah, but I want to do it. That's the problem.
Beat that motherfucker's ass.
Yeah, I mean, I just... like,
what happened? Like, I need to know what happened.
What happened? I know.
Like, when you take the content warning... When you do like alcohol abuse, underage drinking, what? What I can gather is basically her sister got to the point of, you know, like severe alcohol poisoning and was throwing up blood, maybe, is like potentially gave themselves an ulcer. I could see that.
Yeah, something along those lines. That's kind of my first thought, but I feel like it's got to be more than that, though, because you take the brother turned into a feral animal vampire angle, and I'm like, was the turning him into a weird feral monster in a cage, like, was her sister on drugs and acting crazy too? You know what I mean? Like,
dog.
Like, how many parallels were there between?
So good.
That's what I'm saying. How many parallels were there between the brother in the game situation, right? The fictional brother, and the real life sister. How parallel was it? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest. I think you need more than a breakup. I think this motherfucker needs a restraining order.
I mean, maybe, but like, because to me, I'm thinking like, okay, if the GM had this like vampire brother left as a feral cage, or left as a feral animal in a cage, that's not so close to the initial description of what happened with her sister to be that. I mean, there's still some awkward parallels, but it's not that bad. But if the weird feral vampire thing was like not an allegory, but like a metaphor for something else that happened to her sister, then you're really pushing it into the next level.
Yeah, Jesus.
And like, I don't know, you know what I mean? We don't we don't have those details, obviously. And she kept saying her relationship with her sister was like strained, but like in what way?
It seems like it. So just given how the brother thing worked, of like, brother just disappeared, don't know where he is, came back in a state. But if I'm so bold as to make some assumptions, maybe younger sister is party animal that cannot be controlled, and this is a repeat problem, and the problem described is the worst instance of the problem.
Right. Yeah, I think that's probably the case, but I'm almost wondering if it goes beyond that, if there's another element to it.
Oh, it's such a bad time for a song called Absinthe to come on my playlist. It's a really good song.
Nice.
But
fair enough. Yeah, so that was I think that's the worst one I grabbed, personally, I think. Because that one is like, just like,
brother.
What?
Just there's a lot of a lot.
I mean, yeah. All right, which one should I hit next here? I feel like the last two are.
I have strong opinions about number 7.
Why didn't I number? Hold on. Can I actually number these right now?
You can, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I got strong opinions about number 7.
Oh, well, that one's really quick. So, I mean, yeah, if you want to.
I'll hit that one.
Sure. That's a short one.
Title: Why do people keep advertising bleakness as realism? Topic or discussion. Something that keeps popping up is people advertising their story / tabletop campaign, etc. as very realistic, but what that actually means is that the vast majority of characters are jerks and the setting is bleak. Once I even had a GM in such a setting who was bothered that our characters actually cooperated and didn't try to backstab each other for short-term gains, claiming that our behavior was unrealistic. Of course, the world has issues, but by far not everything is awful. So what's up with that? All right. Isaiah's getting on the soapbox.
Yeah, well, can I just say, I just threw this one in. I threw this one in here. It's not really a story, but it is kind of an interesting, like, thought experiment to throw up randomly there. Like, yeah, why do people seem to do that a lot? That's a valid question. You know?
It's because it's the easy answer. It's okay. This is a soapbox I get on so fucking much. There is a stark difference between gritty realism, grim darkness, and just depressing. Very, very, very distinct difference. Gritty realism is knowing that, like, yeah, maybe your character can just die of the flu. That's gritty realism, right? You're like, you got a cut, you got infected, roll on a table. Now you have, fucking tetanus or rabies, or you drank water, and now you have typhus, right? That's gritty realism. Expecting a level of crunch and upkeep because the real world is trying to kill you pretty regularly. Grim darkness, as in like the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, is not about everything being bad and sucking all the time. That's not the fucking point of grim darkness. Grim darkness means that at the end of the day, victories are Pyrrhic. You lose a mile to gain an inch. That is the idea. Everything is teetering on a knife edge and you don't really know when it's going to go bad. But within grim darkness, if you don't have things like revelry and joy and cooperation and valiant last stands, or like romance, then it's not grim darkness. There's nothing, the grimness of it is seeing how people could be when they work together and then watching as people unfortunately fail because of their personal weaknesses. What you're describing is just fucking depression. No one likes each other. Nobody gets along. Everybody backstabs each other. You're just describing like fucking... You're describing like the Skaven, but like with none of the fun parts of the Skaven. Like, as someone who's played in this kind of setting, it is so fucking taxing and draining when every character treats you like dog shit. And like, I'm just seeing that the first comment here is referencing Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Living in Game of Thrones sucks. It sucks as much as living in medieval times. But have you noticed when you watch Game of Thrones, people who like from warring factions get along pretty well? And like...
I haven't watched it, so no, but take your word for it.
The point being is that the powers that be do the evil shit, and it's the people on the bottom who suffer through it. And more often than not, they suffer through it together. They're not constantly at each other's fucking throats just because you belong to a different place. Like, bro.
Okay, but I don't feel like you totally answered the question here, though, is specifically...
I said because it's the easy answer. People don't know how to create the nuance of a truly tragic setting. It's easier to get cheap payoff by everyone being a dick to you all the time.
But why do they call it realism? Like, why are they coding it and claiming it's realistic when they just want to be like sad and dour?
Because
like, why use the cover?
Because they are using the idea that life can suck, and often fantasy is about better tomorrows. Whereas, like, you know, Game of Thrones, people die easily. Bad shit just happens to good people. That's realistic. That happens. Bad things do happen to good people. But if nothing good ever happens to good people, that's not realistic. You're not taking into like the natural chaos of the universe. Good shit happens and bad shit happens.
I will say somebody left a little comment on this one that I thought was pretty good, like, analysis. They said, because some folk who run games online aren't exactly the kind of people who are socially well-adjusted. And from those few, a good amount like to give their type of weirdness a paint job that makes it look legit. Realistic in this case is translating to, well, in real life, I don't like my life. So if my life is unfair and gray, and if I had the chance to stab people I vaguely disliked or otherwise exploit, I think is weaker than me in real life, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Therefore, this is realistic as everyone is as much of a jerk as I am.
Pretty much, yeah. The degrees of that can shift, right? The knobs.
The idea that,
but
well, yeah, but the idea that someone's like, I feel shitty about my life, so everyone must feel the way I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah.
It's fucking brutal, dog. It's not fun to play in those kind of settings. I try to instill a level of grim darkness into Lancer when I'm running it, right? Bad things do happen to good people. Shit gets fucked up bad and people are treated very poorly. But there is such reverie in my campaign. Characters are just irreverent and they laugh really hard and people have good times and party like fucking animals because tomorrow could suck. So have a good time today, you know?
There's I don't remember what culture it is, but there's a particular culture where that's like a whole ethos they have is like party hard now because like could be big L's tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so how about waifu harem, though?
Oh, God, waifu harem. Good old number 9.
Yeah,
good old number 9 express. All right.
This one's kind of just funny, I ain't even gonna lie.
Is it? Okay.
I think it is just because
Jesus, this one is saucy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
not an essay warning.
The essay warning's kind of, it's like half true.
Okay. All right, well, content warning, essay warning.
They put the essay warning tag on it and like, yeah, sorta, but not really.
Okay.
So this one's titled Creep DM Tries to Build His Own Waifu Harem, which is a great title.
I am terrified.
This is my first time writing something on Reddit, and English is not my first language, so be patient. There are definitely a couple misspellings that threw me off here, so I may get tripped up again reading it. But my wife and me met the DM in a university, and he seemed nerdy and like a really nice guy. Now, I would like to point out, OP doesn't say this outright, but via context clues, I realized the person who posted this is also a lady. Which might seem like a weird thing that I'm pointing out that it's a lesbian couple, but it's relevant.
Understood.
So just, yeah. So keep that in mind. Yes, the person who's posting this is a lady, and they are also playing with their wife in this game. That is a relevant point. He was a bit awkward at times, but nothing out of the ordinary or creepy. Yet. For the first sessions, the plan was that only us 3 would be playing, and then he would search for other players to join. Fine for us. We were hyped to try Pathfinder and learn how to play. She didn't mention the third player, but there's a third player, but we'll get there in a sec. We started character creation, and some things were a bit off, but I couldn't put my finger on it at the time. He began to hint to my wife that she should play a frontliner and was kind of disappointed that she chose to play a male mystic, but let it slide. At the same time, I created a female fighter. He showed me some races that he deemed fitting for female characters.
Oh.
Yeah. That should have been the first red flag, but at the time I thought he meant what would be the best for your female fighter and worded it awkwardly, which, like, fair. If you don't know someone that well, you give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Okay. I chose a changeling because I thought her race could make a fun plot point, overcoming her mother and all. I made her buff but girly. Scars, muscles, flower crowns, and love of things that smell good. I really loved her. She was kind, strong. And loyal. Side note, love that character trope. A big buff Dami Mommy who also really likes. Yeah, the Karlak. Yeah. Well, no, but like more than Karlak. Like, who's a good example? I can't think of a good example.
Noe from Dorohedoro. 6'5", loves high heels and miniskirts.
Yes. The Noe yes. It's giant, massive woman, but like gorgeous, likes dresses and flowers and all that. Yes.
Amazonian who wants to be feminine. My queen.
Yes. Love that energy.
Yeah, fair enough. Good trope.
The DM didn't like her at all.
Shame. What a loser.
Yeah. And here we get the first real good juicy one. In the first session, he made us roll for dick and boob size. Just to be a weird little fucko. Just to be one of those guys. We laughed it off, and I decided to not roll and let her have smaller boobs. He was upset and ignored her most of the time, or was weirdly mean towards my character because she got tiny titties. You know, totally reasonable thing to be mad about.
As you do.
Reddit was having a moment there. I just lost where I was. Damn it. No. Okay. He introduced us to his world in which every character is at least bisexual. Which is a crazy thing to be like, everyone
is player sexual.
Everyone is player sex. Yeah, exactly. More accurate to say everyone's DM sexual in this case, because later we found out it was so that every character, especially the women, would be into his DM PC.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. His I can't even. Oh, I'm losing it. His DMPC was a beautiful bard lady. Everyone knew her. Everyone liked her. Everyone was into her. He showed us a picture he had drawn, which I really wanted it to be like, it was a really shitty drawing, but apparently not.
Yeah, no, apparently it's actually pretty good.
He was a skilled artist, but boy, was she sexualized.
Oh, no.
He named her after his girlfriend, so we thought, okay, maybe she is made after her liking, and the horses went wild with him. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I think saying he made her to his girlfriend's liking, and then like I think just meant they just like ran wild with it, like it got out of hand.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. He couldn't take it that our characters weren't totally into her and found her suspicious after she actively stole from us. Which, like, LOL. The next session, he introduced us to his real-life girlfriend that would join our game. She was nice and fun, but meeting her started the real horror. Not because of her, though. Side note, the way this person buries the lead on this is really good, because there's a plot twist coming in here.
I'm not ready.
There's a plot twist. It's great.
I just see something that says wrong, and I'm scared. It's only a couple paragraphs away. I'm so scared.
There's a good plot twist. After that, the red flags were accompanied by sirens. He started to argue with us that it wasn't rape when somebody used magic or potions on someone that didn't want to have sex with them, because they wouldn't remember or think they wanted it afterwards. What? He didn't understand why drugs or alcohol were the real life equivalent for that stuff and why we were so sensitive with that topic. His girlfriend was on our side. Which, like, I don't know how you're missing that one, bud, but all right. After one session, he started to tell me.
Have you seen the green text about the enchanter wizard?
I don't think so.
Okay, please, someone on the internet, if you can find this fucking green text, tell me. There's a thing I read once where Problem Player was playing a enchanter wizard and was basically doing this, but was just enthralling people. It's like, no, it's not weird because it's magic. It's not assault because it's magic. I'm just making them want to believe they want it. Like, oh dude, yeah, brother.
Nice.
Please, someone find that. Someone, I beg of you. I could be misremembering a little bit on the argument the person made, but I'm pretty
similar
sure it was close
energy.
To that.
Yeah. So after one session, he started to tell me my character would die in the next fight. Just like that. First, I thought he was trying to warn me and help me be prepared for the next fight, so I searched up and down for things I could do, and he denied every idea I had beforehand. He always just circled back to, nah, she will die, but I created a better character for you, my sexy sex worker Kitsune Bard, and that knows my DMPC. I think they dated or something. Just play her, that's easy. You will like it. I didn't. I just wanted to play my girly pop berserker.
Girly pop is good, I like that.
It's a great way to put it. Between the sessions, he told us about how his abusive girlfriend... he told us about how abusive his girlfriend was and that she was cheating on him, which was weird because we weren't that close with both of them at the time, and she seemed really nice. Nonetheless, we were there for him. Oh, baby, we're getting to the good one. In the session after, he made his girlfriend's character drunk and forced her to roll if the DMPC and her had sex and how good it was.
Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, the classic roll for did you fuck is like every creepy weirdo who runs a creepy D&D game does this one.
Okay, no.
It's so stereotypical. Right, I can't.
There's a podcast I watch of these two guys, and they were watching they were watching Mighty Nine and talking about it. And one of them was like, I ship Jester with Molly. And the other guy was like, no, are you fucking kidding me? No, you're not going to have Laura Bailey's actual husband playing the actual love interest and be like, no, I ship this too, as if he's going to be like, I roll for does she like that?
I'm not gonna lie. Does she like that?
It set me off. I'm not gonna lie. It had me in tears. By the way, it's Otaku's Anonymous is the podcast with Nick Hammer and Danny Mata. Very good.
Yeah. So yes, creepy GM is having his girlfriend's character potentially fuck his DM.
Roll for did she like that?
Roll for yeah. OP says, my wife and I were uncomfortable, but they were dating, right? Maybe they had made up and were really hot for one another, and he knows her boundaries, right? The next time we could just talk to them and say that was weird, right? Wrong. I mean, yeah, fair. Like, there could be some scenario where the two people in question don't think that's weird, but don't do it. There's ways to go about that one. Anyway.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Here comes the plot twist.
Wrong.
We drive her home and talk to her about it, and she was confused because they never dated. What? They were never a couple. He lied to us. He thought when we thought they were dating, we would convince her that he was a good guy and that she would fall for him. The guy he told us she cheated with, that was her actual boyfriend.
What? What is this Arcanum level nonsense? You got me so fucked up.
Yes, sir.
No.
That was my favorite bit.
Nothing would have prepared me for that.
I know.
That is not where I thought this was going.
I know. The way that this person the way that this poster buried the lead on that was so good. It's such a good plot twist.
Oh my god.
I know, it takes such a good turn right at the end there. It's like dog.
I'm sorry. You really have to. We drove her home and talked to her about it, and she was confused because they never dated. They were never a couple. He lied to us.
Yeah, it's great. You can
see the Charlie Day conspiracy.
I think that part is like the way that she wrote this too is particularly funny because it reads. You can like see the sitcom scene. You know what I mean? Like the way like you can see the script read, the acting.
Yeah, for sure.
So after that D&D was over for us, he really tried to build his own PC harem with female characters and players he found desirable. We later found out that my wife could only play a man because he thought she was the man in our relationship and found her not sexy because she is strong-willed and not really into girly stuff like the not girlfriend and me. We also found out more things about him. He sexually harassed 2 girls and the not girlfriend too outside of D&D. He also used our messages after he told us she cheated to gaslight her that the harassment wasn't harassment / not so bad because 2 other women were on his side. After finding out that, we did the only reasonable thing. We went to the police, and after that, they told us nothing will come out of it if she files a report. So we searched for the telephone number of his parents and called them.
Yo!
Telling his dad what he did. But this is the good ending on this one. His father was sadly not surprised, but mad as fuck and took care of him, sending him to therapy and cutting off the money for his apartment.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if it was like, hey, your son sexually harassed me and my girlfriend and a random woman he lied to us and gaslit us into thinking he was dating to get this person to actually date him, and your father goes, Yeah, that checks out.
Yep. Yeah, that's rough, bud.
I'm not gonna say motherfucking KMS, but
it's pretty bad. I mean, I just the fact that OP went out of her way to like call his parents and tell his dad,
bro,
is crazy.
Sometimes I think that's what it takes. You just gotta hit him where it hurts. Like, I'm telling your dad. It was like, whoa, wait, whoa. Let's talk about this. No, I'm telling your dad, bro.
They're in college.
Grown ass man.
Yeah, my wife and me met the DM in university. Right? So like, that's why the part that I think the funniest part to the ending there is sending him to therapy, but the cutting off his money for his apartment is diabolical. So funny. Like, he's like, nah, you're just gonna lose that lease, bitch.
Yeah,
like,
you're
damn.
like, consequences are a bitch, ain't they?
Yeah. Also, like, someone commented, I would have left the second he asked to roll for dick and boob size. And she's like, nowadays I would too, but back then I didn't want to make a scene because of a joke, quote unquote. I'm like, you fool.
Yeah.
You foolish fool. I get it, but it is still funny.
Like, if that didn't get me to leave, roll for does she like that? I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's consensual. I'm fucking out. I'm not doing it.
Oh my god. I mean, and like, yeah, again, there could be some situation where that is like a consensual thing, but yeah, don't be doing it in front of everybody like that. What the fuck?
Yeah, no. Literally SpongeBob.
Or
I'm
like,
gonna head out.
Or like, if you do it a little bit in front of everyone, like, be quick about it, make a goof about it, move on. You know what I mean? Like, don't be lingering on that shit. Don't be making rolls and shit. What the hell?
Okay, like, you know, to that point, I think I would laugh if the quote unquote the girlfriend rolled a d20 and went, "You did well." That would kill me. That would be funny as fuck. But yeah, don't.
I mean, yeah, right. That's what I mean. Like, there is a scenario where you could do that if you know the people are dating. There's a scenario where you could do it, and it could be like a funny little bit, and like, you know, maybe they whisper it to each other that night or whatever. But like, yeah, don't make it like a whole ass thing. Yeah. But really, the way this person wrote in the plot twist is the bit that really just fucking sent me over the edge.
Yeah, she set that one up.
It wasn't his girlfriend. I was like, dog, what? So funny. Oh my god. Also, what kind of crazy ass motherfucker you gotta be to be like, all right, here is my master plan.
I'm just gonna gaslight her so hard.
Yeah.
That she thinks that actually I'm a good guy and then she'll love me.
I'm gonna gaslight her so hard and lie. Like, I'm gonna gaslight her so much about being my girlfriend, she'll decide to actually be my girlfriend. It's like, what? And the way I'm gonna do it is by getting two other women who I'm friends with to basically say that I'm not that bad, and somehow that's gonna convince her? Like, what? That's not... There's just no scenario where that's how that works.
Yeah,
like,
there's no shot. There's no shot.
Like, even if, let's say, let's take the creepy parts out of it and let's just do the more innocuous bit of it where he tries to get two of his female friends to talk positively about him. I don't see that convincing a woman to be suddenly into you. Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like the simplest answer is just, hey, yo, can you wingman for me? Like,
right, which is
just
different.
Be honest, just say it. Just be like, look,
right,
I'm trying to pick up chicks. Can you help me? I guarantee you more often than not, that'll go down better than you'd expect.
Oh, for sure. It will definitely go down better. But wingmanning is not the same scenario as whatever the maneuver this motherfucker was trying to pull.
Right. Yes, true. Worth mentioning, yeah.
And I feel like the only scenario where that's going to work, like having two female friends talk positive about me to like shift this person's opinion. I feel like the only scenario where that's working is if she was already like maybe debating if she was like, you know, she was on the edge or something.
True. Yes. Very good point. Yeah.
In that scenario, sure. But like,
brother, you had no shot. There was no shot.
She had a boyfriend. She already had a boyfriend.
You ever read that book? She's just not that into you.
She's just not that into you. Oh my God. I can't. So funny. Anyway. Yeah.
I'm debating how much of a savage do I want to be.
Yeah, say whatever. Be as savage as you want. I don't give a shit.
Like, brother, this is just such fucking loser behavior. Like, I don't know.
No, yeah, 100%.
You're such a fucking loser, bro. I can't. I cannot.
Yeah.
You are the reason why we need to have safety tools.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's really that. This is the kind of. I feel like this is the kind of dude who's gonna go online and be like, "God, women only want rich, sexy, hot men with abs," and you're like, I think there's a bit of a middle ground.
If at some point this person procreates, I will take that as a personal failure on my part.
Oh my God. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up with that one because it ends positively, more or less, and
positively enough.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, positively enough, right? He gets punished.
Yeah.
And it is funny. And also I'm calling your mom is like,
I'm telling dad. Telling on you.
It's so funny. Such a funny move. Oh my God.
That is quite a gangster move. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Anyway, if you liked all that nonsense, you may give us a follow on the social media. We also have a donation link in the description if you're feeling generous. I promise we don't normally do this level of stupid. In fact, this is the first time we've done it.
Yeah.
We probably will again, though. It is kind of amusing. I ain't even gonna lie.
It is pretty funny. Yeah.
It's hard not to, like, you know. Anyway. I'd say closing thoughts, but there's no closing thoughts to be had here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just roll to see if she likes it. I don't know.
Roll to see if she likes it.
Oh my God. That's all I got. Peace, motherfuckers.